Here in Hamilton, we have this ash tree we're going to be pruning. We're also going to be bringing it up a row because the limbs are hanging too low when the delivery trucks come by. So this is a beautiful shade tree. It's one of the bigger ashes in this complex. So we're going to be removing these smaller finger branches that are drooping down. There's a couple broken ones in here too we're going to be getting out. We're going to be removing this limb going over the dogwood. Here's a view facing the street. So any limbs that are touching or crossing, we're going to be cutting off. If they're rubbing against another branch. And any major dead is going to be coming out as well. We're going to be removing this birch as well. The homeowner's not getting any sunlight on the house on this side. We're going to be removing this limb coming from this ash. It's not on the homeowner's property, but it's growing over their house. This is the homeowner association's tree. So that big limb there is coming off. And we have this ash on the left of the driveway that we're going to be pruning. We're going to be removing these limbs coming over towards the driveway. We're not taking the whole limb off, we're just cutting the smaller finger limbs that are hanging down. And then we're taking out the dead and any touching or crossing branches. And then this bush here is coming out with a stump. And then we have this cherry in the backyard we're going to be thinning out. There was a Bradford pear right where that picnic table is. And you can see the lack of limbs on this side from the pear. The two trees grew into each other. So we're going to do our best to even out the sides. But this tree here, when we're when we're done with it, is going to look completely different. It's going to have a cleaner look to it. We're going to be removing this bush here as well, but we're not grinding out the stump because of the gas line that's back here. So there's a chance that the stump grinder will rupture the gas line. So we're just cutting it down to the ground as close as possible. So we just got done a job here in Hamilton. You can now see the house. since we did the ash tree. We got all the low-hanging limbs and any of the major dead limbs. We took them out. And then we removed the limb going over the house from this ash tree here. Here's the other ash that we pruned. We got the low-hanging limbs. We cleaned out the inside, got all the major dead out. I didn't want to cut these two bottom ones here on the left because there would be a hole there. Although in a couple years, maybe 3 to 4 years, those limbs are going to have to be pruned again. You can see how clean it looks on the inside. We got all the crossing, touching limbs. And then here's a side view of the big ash. And then we ground out the stump from the bush that we took down right in front of the fence. Now this is how the cherry turned out. It looks totally different. The inside's cleaned out. Any limbs that were touching or crossing, we removed. And what my goal was to have the tree even by pruning it. That way, hopefully, we'll get more growth where this pear tree was growing into the cherry. So hopefully this right side will fill in so it'll be even. Usually on these cherry trees, they get cankers and the carpenter ants live inside of them. You can see there's probably a mechanical injury right there. Something had to have hit that. But this tree is in excellent shape. So we're all set here at Abbott Commons. We're on to the next one.